Hello, I'm Ayah from Voice magazine, and today joining me here is Jason Hecklin. We're at the Good Hotel at East London. So Jason, tell me, what are you doing at the Totally Thames Festival?
Well, I'll be represented by my gallery, Eames Fine Art, and they'll be showing work that I've made over the last 2 or 3 years based on walks I've made from Hammersmith through to Greenwich, and I'm just about to embark on the next set of works, which will be from Greenwich all the way out to the estuary. So they'll be showing prints that I've made over the last 3 years.
Which of those have been your favourite views to draw?
I think one of the favourite views I've always had is the view from Greenwich Park across the city. And when I first drew that view, Canary Wharf was just being built, and so the city has really grown around the Isle of Dogs, and you get that wonderful view of the City of London, which has been completely transformed over the last 25, 30 years. So it's that feeling of a city constantly growing and evolving and being something we can never imagine.
And can you tell us what your art is about? Like the
Well,
process of it all?
My work is really about walking and about drawing. The drawing then feeds the work that I make in the studio, which is a process called etching, where I work with acids and metals, which are then printed onto paper. So what the people actually walk away with from the gallery are prints on paper, which have been taken from metal plates that I've made with acid.
You've also mentioned that you've seen London transform, Canary Wharf transform.
Yep.
How has that felt like to draw that whole process?
It's felt quite exciting to see it grow over the years. And then, as cities are never finished, they're constantly being transformed, they're constantly growing, constantly changing. And so really I see myself as someone who's documented that change. But there have been many artists before me and there'll be many after me who've done the same thing. And I'm intrigued by how the river links us all to London. My work is always centred upon the river.
And do you think you'll carry on being centred around the river?
I think so. As I said, in 10 years there'll be different views, different buildings to draw, and I haven't finished yet. I'm still on the way to the estuary, and so there's that excitement of what I find there, and what work I make there is always the best work is the work that you haven't quite made yet. So that's what I'm looking forward to making.
So tell us, how did you start drawing?
Well, I'm not from London originally, so when I first moved to London was to come to art school. And the time I was at art school was a time where the most rebellious thing you could almost do was to walk carrying a sketchbook. And so I just somehow just did that. I think I just was always in love with drawing, and I was always in love with walking. And so to be at art school, to be able to walk and draw, and it gave me a subject matter. And when I first learned to etch at the Central School of Art, I really fell for it as a process. It was like nothing else. And ever since that first day of walking into the etching studio, I've been completely fascinated with the process. And it just drives the work that I make.
And you still continue on walking and drawing?
Oh, it's never changed. It's just walking and it's just drawing. And it's quite a simple way of living, really, and a simple way of working. The hardest part is in the studio, where I actually have to put the ideas together, and then I have deadlines where which I have to meet to make the shows, and that's when the work gets exhibited.
Any specific moments from walking that will always be with you?
There are so many. I think walking gives you an insight into a landscape and into a city that it's impossible to get from any other way of travelling. You hear voices, you hear words, you see graffiti, you smell the city, you bump into strange people, and nice people too. And so it's a great way to understand the city by walking.
Thank you so much for being here today with us, Jason.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, and lovely to meet you.
It's lovely meeting you as well. Thank you and goodbye.
Goodbye.